Hey guys, I've got the key to this 21 Chevy Corvette convertible. We are going to take it for a drive, but first, let's talk about how it looks on the outside and inside. This one is painted in Arctic white, and though I prefer their torch red or Zeus bronze, the white is not too shabby. What isn't striking a chord with me, however, is the optional graphics package. It's just unnecessary. On such a sharp front end, doesn't need the help. Stepping sideways, man, even more so than the coupe, the convertible looks supercar. So impressive. The wheel designs, though, not as impressive. The Trident multi-spoke, 19 inches in the front and 20s in the rear. They look like one wheel design on top of another one. But I can't get mad at the acid yellow brake calipers. Or the tires, Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, 245 section front, 305 section rear, fantastic rubber. And the profile, spectacular. The design of the intake on the side, that sharp crease down low, and the convertible, top down or with a hard top up, it's body color matching on this car. Looks fantastic. Look at these massive nacelles here. Metallic flake for the black. The rear design, not as much enthusiasm here. I miss out on the exposed engine like you get in the coupe. This is a good look here, very supercar-esque, and then you get to the full-on rear, and something about it is just cheapened to me. It's so square, and there's so many different lines and angles. They tried too hard back here, including the square exhaust ports. Not my preference, but the rest of the exterior on this Corvette convertible is fantastic. Now let's check out the interior. This particular Corvette convertible has the 3LT equipment group, so it's range topping with a bunch of standalone options like these GT2 Sport Bucket seats with their heating and ventilation, yellow accents, carbon fiber, yellow seatbelts, love that. Yellow contrast stitching on these leather door panels, BOSE Performance Series sound system, carbon fiber inserts. How is this a Corvette interior? It is such a massive leap over previous generations. I cannot get over it. Suede wrapping for this squared off steering wheel, including the yellow center stripe and yellow contrast stitch. Hopping inside, leather all over the place, my goodness. Fully digital instrument cluster, 8-inch touchscreen infotainment with wireless Apple CarPlay. I like the metal look finishes, more carbon fiber, the climate control spine. I've come to really love this. Yeah, it takes some getting used to, but it looks so cool. The whole cabin looks fantastic. Digital rearview mirror, so helps with visibility when the top is up. Wireless smartphone charging in here. Impressive. All right, let's take it for a drive. Let's hit that go button. And bring that V8 engine to life. In addition to the screens, here's your infotainment. Super duper responsive with that wireless Apple CarPlay system. Look how quick this is. Very impressed with you, Chevy. Nice job here. Digital instrument cluster looks great. This is our Tour drive mode. This is the display for Tour. And you can change up your information over here. Media settings. Some telemetry data. You can have it show nothing if you prefer. Or your performance stuff. G meter. 0 to 60 timer, lap timer. Let's leave it on the G meter. I'm going to roll up the windows to quell some of the wind buffeting and that glass partition in the back. Up you go. And we're starting top down, of course. Beautiful day. Pull the reverse tab. And very high resolution camera, wider angle. You can zoom in on the front so you don't scrape the nose on the curb. Multiple angles of view here. This is cool. Backing on up. Pull up on the D for drive. We're going to do a turning radius test. that it's going to get very close, but pass. Not the tightest turning radius. Now let's talk about driving position as we amble comfortably and slowly to start. First off, the steering wheel design, some people are going to hate it. I got used to it fairly quickly. The paddles are nice and big on the back of the wheel, but the seating position is somewhat awkward for me because I have a longer torso. And so this is as low as the seat will go, which is fine. My head clears the roof by like a half inch when it's up. But the issue I have is that the steering wheel won't tilt any higher than this. So I'm looking, I mean the camera is positioned a little lower, but I'm looking and the top of that dial of the tack is cut off just slightly, and I prefer it if I could angle up just a little bit. So that's a minor complaint to start. Throttle response in Tour is very modest. The exhaust is very quiet as well. This does have the Z51 Performance package that I mentioned, so with that you get the performance exhaust, which not only makes it louder, but also gives you an extra 5 horsepower. So we've got 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, connected to an 8-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox, and sending power just to the rear wheels. There is notably more wind buffeting in here than there was in that Vantage Roadster I was driving recently. It's not awful, but there's more of it. And this is at now 50 miles per hour. But because we have the optional magnetic ride dampers, Magna-Heological, I think is the official term for them, the ride quality is just wonderful. Bumps, undulations, whatever, doesn't matter. So smooth. And these seats, despite being as aggressively bolstered as they are rather comfortable for a person of my body stature. Fairly narrow torso. I've been working out, but not enough to make my back ultra wide. But yeah, these seats feel great, and the ride quality is amazing. And the gearbox is already going up to the 7th gear to improve fuel economy as much as possible. And yet there's still power. Easy ambling in the new Corvette convertible. But when you've had enough of the ambling, you might want to go into sport drive mode. See how that'll change up the display here. Throttle response immediately improved. Shifted down to gear instantly. The sound is so much better. Opens up the baffles in that exhaust. And if I didn't want to go into sport, you could just press the Z button here, and that's like push to pass power. I'm not going to do it on top of sport, it's unnecessary. Love that 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8. No turbos to spool up. Just instant throttle response. And prodigious power. And smooth power. It's so linear in its delivery. The build-up, progressive. I would hang out in sport. That's kind of where I would spend most of my time in this car, I think. I want the louder exhaust and the improved throttle response. Let's go into the brake a little bit. Good feel there. Takes me a little more pedal travel than I would have thought to get to the bite. Oh, the upshift sounds great. Tiny bit of wheel spin there that gives me a hint as to when I do a launch control, if I have the opportunity, what I might expect. It's rear-wheel drive, what are you going to do? Yes, you got more weight over the rear end with a mid-engine design, but there's only so much you can do. You throw in about 500 horsepower with just the rear wheels. Now, visibility with the top down. Even with the top down, you've got these massive nacelles here, and they're just impossible to see around. Thankfully, we do have blind spot monitoring on this 3LT model and rear cross traffic alert. And you're going to need them. You are. What a great cruiser. I can't get over how wonderful this is just to mosey about. Okay, we're going to go into track drive mode and try launch control here. So crank over one more, go to track. We'll press traction control twice, which brings up a different menu of performance traction management. You can choose any of these to do launch control. We're going to choose sport. And then from here, it's real simple. One, I just like the tack goes horizontal. It's also duplicated there up on the head-up display. I hope that guy is faster than he is. Okay, hold the foot hard on the brake. Give it full gas. Let go. Yeah, so a little bit of wheel spin initially, but when it hooked up, it roared forward. That was great. Just for funsies, if we get up there in time, it may go green before we get there. I was going to say we'd do it again. Oh, there, do it again. Oh, that noise is wonderful. The downshift's excited as well. In the track mode especially. It's like a laser gun on the upshift. What a hoot. Now I'm going to hang out in track just because I want to see if the MagneRide is all that bad, even in track mode. Because I know this suspension system. I've driven in other GM products, and it's just great. So I'm expecting the same here. Getting choppier, getting dicier on the road, and it's still totally reasonable. Big bump there. Nope, no issues. So this is your track suspension mode. And it's still just the most modest ride quality. Now I gotta go below 30 miles per hour, no one behind me, we're okay. Gonna go below 30 miles per hour to put that top back up, and it is gonna take 16 seconds to do so. So let's pull that button. So you pull up for the top to go up. This is very intuitive to me, whereas the Vantage, for whatever reason, pull up was to put the top down. So here we're doing this. That's going down. Windows coming up. And it technically completed before that. Okay, let's attack this corner. Let's do it. Stable. Completely stable through that corner. I actually, you know, it's funny. I wonder if they changed up any of the dynamics between 2020 model year and 2021, maybe because of the feedback of journalists, but I got a little bit of understeer in 2020, but this 21 Vet, I didn't feel that at all. It did not plow the front end. It just went for it. In fact, I felt kind of the rear rotate a little bit with me. That was wonderful. If you did make changes that quickly, GM, then I applaud you. Well done. Okay, let's go into manual mode. Press the M here. Well, first off, I don't need to be in track anymore, so let's go to Sport. No, sorry, I have to hit the traction control to make it go back. Okay, now we can go to Sport. And then let's do some manual shifting. Such a quick gearbox, my goodness. Take it up to 6,500. Giving this guy a wide berth here. So quick on the downshift. This is a wonderful gearbox. I did not expect it to be this quick. And the mid-range power is fantastic. A hoot and a half. It's an unnecessary downshift, but I'm doing it anyway. Great transmission. Okay, let's take it out of manual mode. How does it cruise on the highway? Let's go back to Tour. Wow, it's very quiet in here, guys. Apart from me talking. I'm going to shut up for a second. Can I comment now? I'm going to comment now. There's some road noise and tire noise. Not much, and the wind noise is very minimal. Hugely impressive. Also, when I put the top up, this is switched from a normal rearview mirror to the digital rearview mirror, and that does absolutely help. I can actually see out the back. This is essential for this car. You don't have adaptive cruise control or lane keep assist or any of those other driving aids, which would be nice. That would really make this more of a GT car. But you do have this ride quality and cabin isolation. And the steering is not too busy either. I'm not having to make constant adjustments to keep it pointed straight. Love that. And let's, just for fun, let's ventilate my seat. Because you can. In a Corvette, you've got the luxuries. And why not? Let's listen to some music real quick. Again, so fast. Volume is here on the steering wheel. I don't love these buttons. I wish it was more of a scroll like this. Oh, the bass. That is a bass heavy system, but it's a good sound system. Oh my goodness. I am impressed. This car makes even more sense as a convertible to me because of how easily it cruises, and yet you still have the performance. Let's go back below 30, go to the right lane, make sure no one gets upset. I wish it was like 35 miles per hour that you could raise or lower the top. And we're going to put the top back down, press down, top down. It's fun to watch that in the digital rearview mirror. Oh, it's coming at me. Oh, we're okay. Boom. Yeah, that whole process could be another couple seconds quicker as well. So higher speed and quicker process. That's my only critique for the conversion. Now, as you pull into this center and park, give you my final thoughts on this car. And with that, I'll share a bit of background. My father was not a car enthusiast. However, he had a soft spot in his heart for Chevy products, and specifically the Camaro and the Corvette. So he did own two Corvettes. He had the C5 and he had the C6 convertible. Both those cars were raucous fun to drive, but were miserable cars to live with on a daily basis. But the C8 is such a leap in terms of a car you're going to live with every day. So I'm just really taken with what GM has done here. Yeah, it's got the performance, but what this drive has shown me is that it's got the livability and luxury that this car has missed for all these years. I hope you enjoyed this POV drive, and I will see you guys again next time.